Hi, I'm Kara Pack, and this is my Module 5 Barriers in Technology presentation. A brief summary of the articles that we read and some key takeaways that I had from them. The first one is students now have a greater access to number of technology resources than ever before. More schools are having one-to-one devices, whether that be iPad or MacBooks, smart boards in the classroom, digital portfolios are some of those examples. We also are seeing, though, that despite the greater access and the integration of technology, there's yet to be any big significant increase in student scores due to that integration. And also, students are having more access before, but the number of schools that are actually integrating the technology into the instruction is still in the minority. So I asked myself, why? Why is this happening? Why do we have all of this at our fingertips, but we're not using it effectively? And in one of the articles, when they asked teachers, why do you feel like this is the case? They said it's due to a lack of time for integration, a lack of training on how to integrate it and how to support it in the classroom, but then also a lack of support from administrations and schools and parents and families. Do I feel the digital divide can be resolved? Why or why not? Currently, I do not feel like we're at a point where it's close to being resolved, because not all schools are equipped comparably. Some have one-to-one, are very technology rich, and other classes do not. And some of this is based on the location, the environment, the SES of the community, and also a lack of access at home. The learning stops at the school door. We put these devices in the students' hands, but then they get home, and so many families don't have internet access, or it's not fast enough to actually do what the students need it to do. So that lack of access at home is really halting the learning process to continue once school is over. And also training must be provided. You can't just put a device and think that teachers and students and families are going to be able to use them to their greatest potential. So a lot of training is required, and that still is dividing us. And then how the technology is being used. A lot of schools that have technology are still just using it for straight substitution for paper and pencil. It's the drill and practice, and that's all. Whereas other schools are embracing it and using it with cooperative groups in project-based learning to really hit those critical thinking and those higher order thinking skills. What skills do I feel 21st century students must acquire prior to graduation? The very first one that I think is the most important for anyone to find success is communication. You have to be able to adequately and effectively communicate your thoughts, your feelings, your ideas. In any job, in any field, communication is such a priority. I also feel like collaboration is important. You have to be able to know how to work with other people in order to achieve something. You have to be able to know how to work with people who are like-minded. You also have to be able to work with people who maybe aren't the same as you, and you have to learn those collaboration skills. I also think critical thinking is essential to find success. You have to be able to be a problem solver, sometimes think outside the box to find the answer. I also think it's important for students to learn those leadership and those responsibility skills. I personally am still working on my leadership skills and how to become a better and more effective leader. And lastly, I think flexibility, if you've learned anything in education especially, is that things are always changing. And I think that's probably the same in any field. It's always going to change, and you have to be able to be flexible and stay up to date and roll with the times and just keep being a lifelong learner. What impact has the global economy had on my personal use of the internet? For one, I would say that it has helped me network with people socially and professional. I'm able to stay in contact with people that I no longer live close by. I'm able to keep up to date with their lives and share my personal life with close friends and family. It also has helped me network professionally. For example, Twitter, being able to share ideas, but also go to it as a resource so I can get ideas. What are people doing? What's working? What's not working? And really learn from each other. And just having that huge access of information it has so many benefits. We have way more access at our fingertips for information than ever before. And then for me personally, online shopping is a godsend. I don't always have a lot of time working a full-time job and going to school and being a single parent of two very busy girls. So just having that ability to shop for clothing, for groceries, for toiletries, anything really that you want, you can shop online and have it delivered to your door. It is a blessing. What technology training do I think still needs to be able to effectively integrate technology into my current position? I would like to see and receive more training on project-based learning so that I could incorporate it in the classroom or help other teachers incorporate it into the classroom to really get those authentic lessons for the students. I think would be just such a great thing for them. And then also using virtual reality. I read about virtual reality, and my district recently purchased a piece of equipment, but there's been absolutely no training on it whatsoever, so I wouldn't even know honestly where to start with that. The flipped classroom, I'm very intrigued by that concept of having the students watch the instruction at home and then really using class time to practice and to grow those skills, and not so much of the lecture-based classroom anymore. And then just how to effectively use technology. You can have all the technology in the world, but I want to know how best to use it and where I'm going to see the greatest results from using it. Is my district equipped with 21st century technology? I think we are definitely on the trend. We've been one-to-one for quite some time in grades 2 through 8. We're one-to-one iPads, and then the high school 9 through 12 is one-to-one MacBooks. Every classroom has a smart board and a projector. Like I said, we recently purchased virtual reality equipment. We also are big proponents on students using digital portfolios to showcase their work, to look at each other's work, to analyze and critique each other's work and comment on it as well. But like I said, we have all of this. I think the piece that is missing for my district right now is having enough training and adequate training that teachers are going to feel comfortable and empowered and supported to then take that and use it in their classroom. And that's for teachers, but also for students on how they should be using it, because a lot of our students in my district don't have technology at home. So their real first experience using it is in the classroom. So we have to give that training to students on how to use it and how to use it responsibly. The advantage of having innovative practices in schools. It promotes collaboration, which ties back to, I said, one of those key skills that I think students need to be able to have by the time they graduate. It provides so many real world experiences. Students are able to go on virtual field trips and see things and experience climates and locations that they never would have otherwise had the opportunity to through technology. It's highly engaging for students. It holds their attention. They're interested, they're excited about it. And then it just also helps prepare them to become a responsible citizen after they graduate. But some of the disadvantages comes with technology as well. And some of these disadvantages are cyberbullying. A lot of times students feel like just because it's not done face to face that it's not the same as bullying in person, and they feel like they can say and do whatever they want on the internet. Also addiction. I know there's a lot of people who have a hard time not being connected and feel, or it's almost they're addicted to technology and staying current, and they have to have a device in their hand. Also the spam with when we download apps, we get a lot of advertisings that come along with it, and some aren't so great. And then also cyber theft, so having your identity stolen could be a major disadvantage. My personal experiences with cyberbullying and inappropriate use, I have taught primarily primary grade levels, so I don't see a lot of cyberbullying going on. I have heard some of the other teachers in the older grades experience a little bit of it, but most of ours comes from inappropriate searches, students searching inappropriate things that they shouldn't be searching, and despite the fact that we have filters, things always seem to be able to slip through. But with that, I think a big thing is we have to teach digital citizenship to our students. If you're going to entrust technology with them, then you have to give them the training and the instruction on how to use it appropriately before you post something. Like, is it true what you're posting? Is it helpful? Is it kind? Is it inspiring or empowering? Is it nice? And if you're saying no to any of these things, then it should not be posted on the internet. So overall, I think technology is very much a double-edged sword. It has so much potential and so many benefits to it, but there are some downsides. But the plus is that you can combat some of those negatives with some preparation, with training, and with adequate instruction. Thank you.